Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most powerful companies on planet Earth is knocking on the door of financial history, and the question everyone on Wall Street is asking right now is simple: will Apple break through? Apple's stock is surging, climbing dangerously close to its all-time high, and investors everywhere are sitting on the edge of their seats watching every single tick of that ticker symbol. We're talking about Apple, the most closely watched stock in the entire global market, and right now, it is flirting with record territory in a way that has traders, analysts, and everyday investors absolutely buzzing with anticipation. Let's break this down fast because you need to understand exactly what's happening here. Apple's all-time high sits as a benchmark that the company is now aggressively approaching after a period of volatility that shook even the most loyal Apple bulls. For months, there were real concerns slowing iPhone sales in critical markets like China, increased regulatory pressure in Europe, and broader macroeconomic headwinds that hammered the entire tech sector. But Apple, as it has done time and time again, has proven its extraordinary resilience. So what's driving this rocket ship right now? Several massive catalysts are at play simultaneously. First, investor optimism around Apple's artificial intelligence ambitions is absolutely on fire. Apple Intelligence, the company's bold push into the AI revolution, has reignited excitement about the next iPhone upgrade supercycle. Analysts are predicting that consumers who have been holding on to older devices are about to open their wallets in a massive way, and that potential revenue surge is being priced into this stock right now, today, in real time. Second, Apple's services division continues to be an absolute money-printing machine. We're talking about the App Store, Apple Music, iCloud, Apple TV Plus, and Apple Pay, a services ecosystem that generates billions in high-margin revenue every single quarter and keeps growing regardless of hardware sales cycles. This is the part of Apple's business that many casual observers underestimate, and it is a core reason why institutional investors keep pouring money into this company. Third, and this is critical, the broader market sentiment has shifted. With interest rate expectations evolving and investors rotating back into mega-cap technology names, Apple has become a primary beneficiary of that capital flow. When the big money moves, it moves into Apple. That's not speculation, that's a pattern we have seen play out repeatedly across market cycles. Now here is where it gets really interesting. Where will Apple stock end the year? Analysts across major financial institutions have price targets ranging dramatically. Some conservative voices are pumping the brakes, pointing to valuation concerns and a price-to-earnings ratio that demands absolute perfection in execution. Apple is not a cheap stock by any traditional metric, and any disappointment in earnings or forward guidance could send shares tumbling swiftly. The China risk alone keeps sophisticated investors up at night, given that the region represents a massive chunk of both Apple's manufacturing base and its consumer market, and geopolitical tensions there are anything but resolved. But the bulls, and right now the bulls are loud and they are confident. They point to a company with nearly $3 trillion in market capitalization, a fortress balance sheet, a legendary brand that inspires irrational loyalty, and a visionary product roadmap that includes not just AI but augmented reality, health technology, and financial services. These are not small bets. These are civilizational-scale product categories. Apple has shattered expectations before. It has silenced doubters before. It has rewritten the record books before. And as we watch that stock price inch closer and closer to uncharted territory, one uncomfortable truth stares every investor in the face in the story of Apple: the most dangerous assumption you can ever make is that the ceiling has already been reached.